Hello, everybody. My ethical case dilemma was the sandwich generation. Ethical case dilemma summary. The sandwich generation is the name for those who care for their parents and their own children and families. This is typically because of a financial issue for the older or younger generation that need more assistance from the more stable family members. This type of help is typically financial or emotional support, but this can result in emotional toil for the caregivers. And it's important to notice that not all family members can support in these types of situations. The ethical issue. Although the scenarios that many a part of the sandwich generation deal with are seen as normal in society today, that doesn't mean that its mental and financial outcomes on the sandwich generation are. And with 23% of adults in the US being part of the sandwich generation, not all of the factors are getting the most out of this troubling scenario. The first of this ethical issue is exhaustion, the worry of your parents' health and your children's well being, as well as the financial concern of putting kids through college and saving for your own retirement, is a lot to handle, and it carries a very heavy burden. The second issue is finances. It's a heavy load, and 48% are in some way financially providing for their kids, and 25% of parents are also providing for their own parents. Countless hours and money are being poured into family members, but not enough is being poured into those who lay within the sandwich generation. The third ethical issue is estrangement. Some in the sandwich generation face issues with their relatives, and communication between them is not always the best. But as their parents age, whose responsibility is it to care for them? This weight makes it hard when having to consistently be in their life, especially if you were never treated rightly by them. This ethical issue makes it even harder for members within the situation and can make issues awkward or uneasy when dealing with heavy things such as health, financial struggles, and overall the family relationship. Ethical issue part 2. Is happiness even a factor? As seen in the previous slides, stress buildup, responsibilities, and financial burdens all impact those a part of the sandwich generation. We can conclude from this that some form of happiness is at risk. Although caring for your loved ones is seen as an honorable action and the right thing to do, it isn't always beneficial to all that are involved within it. My theory: act utilitarianism. Act utilitarianism is the belief that any action done should benefit the most people involved. And this is not being met for this ethical dilemma of those within the sandwich generation. Somebody always has the short end of the stick, and that won't benefit the most people in this situation. As we can see in the graph, there is only one option that benefits all factors, and that would be all parties relying financially and emotionally on themselves. Although this isn't possible for all people to do, it is the option that reflects the best results and the best outcomes for all participating factors. Now, it can be difficult to do these things, but the hard work pays off when the outcome benefits yourself and your family. First is to rid of unnecessary expenses and cut out subscriptions, items, and materials that are no longer in use for that person. The next is to maximize the overall income. Then, investing that income into something to make more profit out of it. Finally, planning for emergencies and other expenses. The best scenario. The best option for all members in this situation is for each person to provide for themselves. The grandparents do not have to put a burden onto their own children and can happily provide for themselves if they organize their money wisely. Additionally, the parents have the choice if they want to additionally support their own parents, if need be, without any pressure. Also, the younger generation learns to provide for themselves and will not be a burden for their own parents either. Now, this is the ideal situation for this generational issue, and it varies case to case, and not all people can provide for themselves, but ideally, this would have the best outcome for all members of the family. This is my works cited and all of the resources that I used. Thank you all for watching.